सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम।
सबको रिझाता चल, सबसे निभाता चल, सबको रिझाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम नाम का अलख जगाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल।
राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम।
जीवन का सार समझ ले, जीवन उसका है। जर्रा निकाले जो माटी, सब कंचन उसका है। जर्रा निकाले जो माटी, सब कंचन उसका है। परतें हटाता चल, मन को सजाता चल, परतें हटाता चल, मन को सजाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम धुन गाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम नाम का अलख जगाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम धुन गाता चल, 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 राम धुन गाता चल।
राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम। 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 राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम।
सहनौ भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Together we'll chant Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, verses 1 to 10.
ॐ अथ चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि ज्ञानानां ज्ञानमुत्तमम् यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे परां सिद्धिमितो गताः। इदं ज्ञानमुपाश्रित्य निवर्त्य मम साधर्म्यमागताः सर्गेऽपि नोपजायन्ते प्रलये न व्यथन्ति च मम योनिर्महद्ब्रह्म तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम् सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां ततो भवति भारत सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिः अहं बीजप्रदः पिता सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति गुणाः प्रकृतिसम्भवाः निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो देहे देहिनमव्ययम् तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकमनामयम् सुखसङ्गेन बध्नाति ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघ रजो रागात्मकं विद्धि तृष्णासङ्गसमुद्भवम् तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय कर्मसङ्गेन देहिनम् तमस्त्वज्ञानजं विद्धि मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिः तन्निबध्नाति भारत सत्त्वं सुखे सञ्जयति रजः कर्मणि भारत ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः प्रमादे सञ्जयत्युत रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजः सत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमः सत्त्वं रजस्तथा
No tamas, to be born of ignorance. The deluder of all embodied. Who is the host today?
Omkar.
Okay. Omkar, I think you have forgotten to highlight the whatever you call it.
Yes, yes.
Hariom, ma'am, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Ma'am, I have a question. Can we transcend human ability, mind, body, and intellect? Because everyone has a certain level and a limit. Can we transcend that? And related to the three gunas, rajas, tamas, rajas, in a lifetime, can we go to sattva completely by pushing ourselves? So this doubt I have.
If this was not possible, what is the point of this whole study? I mean, like, why are we even trying self-development if improving ourselves was not a possibility? Now, if your question is how much, well, that will depend on so many factors. The biggest factor of which is
Effort.
Your effort.
course. Yeah, as a human being, you can do anything. But are you willing to pay that price is the question. Everybody can do anything. The thing is, nobody's willing to pay the price. And so, therefore, you can't. So, how can you answer this question? Can I or can I not? You can't answer the question. And it is immaterial. If you put in 10% effort, you'll get 10% result. If you put in 20% effort, you get 20%. So do not put whatever you can. If you improve it by 10%, 10% across the board, everything in your life will improve. Because you are there in every aspect, right? So if 10% you are a better person, 10% all of life is better. Your sorrows are better, your joys are better, everything is better. So we don't need to know what is the ultimate point I can reach. What we need to know is what is the point I wish to reach. And then I work it.
Ma'am, this line, wish to reach versus where I can reach. Okay.
Nobody can answer a question of what is possible because it depends on so many factors. But you can answer the question of where you wish to reach. And you can dedicate yourself to that. Now, can I reach it or not? Well, do what it takes and see. How can anyone answer that? That is impossible to answer.
So I'm just giving an example. See, when it comes to a sport, there's talent, there is athletic ability. So there is only one person who reaches the Olympic level. Even though others may have put in the effort, everything they may have done as compared, but still they don't reach. So that X factor can that be answered? What is that X factor? We don't, there's so many combinations, right? So many factors. Okay, understood.
Yeah. But don't forget that effort is the single biggest factor. All effort, including the effort to find the right coach, including the effort there's so much. I mean, an achievement is not like, one man I know, he told me that many, many years ago, like maybe 40 years ago, he told me that in his horoscope, he has Raj Yoga. Raj Yoga means like royal thing. And he was sure that he was going to be a very rich, very well-to-do person. And he died maybe 5 years ago, a pauper, because he believed the horoscope that says he's going to get Raj Yoga. So I'm going to get Raj Yoga. He happily enjoyed his life, but he was miserable because he did not get what he wanted. So let's not make predictions. Will I get? Won't I get? Can I get? Should I get? What is it I wish to get? What is it I'm willing to do for what I wish to get? These are the only two questions in an achiever's mind, nothing else. A simple thing, right? Here we are, very, very small people. No, there's not fantastic money, there's not fantastic fame, there's not fantastic following. Say, I want to set up a university. If I ask anyone, do you think I can set up a university? And a person answers this question. What is that person telling me? Whatever answer he gives yes, no, whatever. What is he telling me? Telling us, all of us who are working on this. What is he telling
You have to put more efforts.
What he thinks.
Very good. It's his opinion. And his opinion counts for nothing. Other people's opinions don't count. What counts are two things. What do I want? What am I willing to do to get it? Only two questions. Can I, can't I, should I, will I, have? Why are you listening to anyone else? Why are we theorizing about it? Get down to action. Sorry, Ganesh, if I haven't answered your question.
No, ma'am, you've answered. Thank you so much. And last, I'm sorry, I'll just take one more question. See, if taking the university example or any human achievement, if we go by the integral and being practical, we will never achieve. Am I right, ma'am?
I don't know. I don't know you, Kev, whether you can achieve by being impractical. You can't be practical, you can't be impractical. You have to do as the situation demands of you at that point. But you have to be clear where you're headed.
Okay. So goal plus action, that's it. Nothing else. Don't think about effort, talent, how much ability.
Effort, of course. No, all that is not in your control is no point talking about. You have whatever talent you have. That's that. Now get on to what is it that I'm going to do. That's it. Now you're a
Understood.
badminton player. You don't have to get into questions about what this, that. Doesn't matter. All those things don't matter. If you want to be a badminton champion, go to your practice every day. That's it. Get
Better.
become club champion, become state champion, become national champion. And nobody is absurd, right? At a particular age, at a particular weight, at a particular thing, you have the categories for that. So why would you not? Even if you're disabled,
Even then you have a category.
even then you can be a champion. So what is the problem?
Understood. Thank you.
So no tamas to be born of ignorance. When we do not do what we need to do, this is known as ignorance. We are so caught up in our ignorance that we cannot perceive what needs to be done. This is true at the absolute level, it is true at the relative level. At the absolute level, we are so ignorant of the self, of Atman, of the truth, of God, of reality. We're so ignorant of it that obviously we will do nothing to get there. We are so ignorant of our own desires that we do nothing to get there. We are so ignorant of the facts of life that every action we take becomes an erroneous action. It is the deluder of the embodied. Very few people say, that's what I want and that's where I'm headed. And blinkers on after that. You can't see anything other than that. Then people say, oh, how come I didn't succeed and this and that. So many problems they have. Tamasic people have a lot of problems in it because they don't do the action. And then they keep worrying. And then they say, nobody's helping me. Wrong on every count. And this is in every aspect of life. If you want money, you want somebody to help. If you want a proper relationship, you want somebody to help. Somebody to help you means what does it mean you want somebody to help you? You want somebody to create an absolutely conducive environment for that relationship and you will go in and enjoy it. You want to create, you want money. What is it you want? You want somebody to clean all the road for you and then you can nicely walk and get the money. Is this going to happen ever? If you want something, you do. Haath, pair, you hit. Be like our young Jayashree. Our young Jayashree yesterday, day before, she caught hold of some politician and brought him to meet me. I don't know how he accomplished that. He's standing for elections. I don't know what she told him. Like what? By talking to me, he'll get like 1 million votes. I don't know what she told him. Just before election, if he comes to meet me, I don't know how he thinks by talking to me, he's going to get any votes. But she brought him here. Now, why, how, well, she's doing everything. She's trying to put up the university and doing everything in the world. If that involves bullying some politician, then so be it. हाथ पैर हिलाया करो ना. Most people sit back and say, oh, we wish the university comes. We wish the university comes? What do you mean by that? What work have you done? I've done nothing, but I wish it comes. When it comes, then I will something. If you're doing nothing now, you will do nothing then. And when it comes, do it now. If you're working for it, then go out and do. What shall I do? What shall I do if you ask? You don't want it. No, I'm very busy. It's not in my priority at the moment. Pagal log hai, you have not understood the importance of what you're doing. You have an opportunity to do something that may impact the very course of humanity. And you have other priorities. What are you talking about? It's called tamas, the deluder of the embodied. How we get carried away. How the good people get carried away. Oh, I can't come now. My chacha ka, batija ka, somebody is in hospital. So mujhe wahan jana hai. I can't open the university. I have this, I have that, I'm helping that person. I can't work on the university because my priority is helping that person. This is all tamas, the deluder of the embodied. Please, I am not making a thing that everybody should work for the university. But have you thought for yourself, what is the thing you wish to do and are you doing it? And how did you reach the conclusion that that is the thing you should be doing? Just picked up any random thing and said, I'll do this. But why this? No, that we shouldn't question. Okay, don't question. Chalo, do it. At least when you do it, you will learn what character is all about. Because achieving goals requires character. Doing random activity is fine. You felt like it, you did it. The day you felt like it, you did it. The day you didn't feel like it, you didn't do it. There is no goal that is achieved like that. So, tamas is born of ignorance. You just don't get the whole picture. And therefore, you have two options when you don't get the picture. What are the two options?
Random action.
Very good. And second one?
Random consequence. You'll
No,
get
that is the consequence. What are the two options you get? Consequences, you don't get options. You either do wrong actions or you
Or do nothing. Do nothing.
do nothing. Very good. These are your two options. Either you do nothing or you do something wrong. That's tamas. So at a very gross level, what does it mean? You want money. You don't understand anything. You see money lying in somebody's wallet. You help yourself. So you see, there are two things involved here. One is you don't want to do anything. Because if you have to go and work and earn money and then have money, a long process. It requires character. But helping yourself quietly from somebody's wallet, easy stuff. So all crime comes under tamas. This is relatively easy to understand. The reason we didn't start with this is because everybody will put on their high morality hat and say, oh, we are not tamasic. Not tamasic. Just because we're not criminals. How is that so? We are delusive of the self and therefore doing no action for it. We are just not clear about what is to be done in life. So either we do wrong action or no action. Only two things have happened. Wrong action, heedlessness. No action, indolence and sleep. You have to understand how this quality comes. It's all based in ignorance. So when you have an opportunity to work for something as great and noble as the university, and you say, no, I am going to do something else, it comes out of ignorance. Number two, do nothing. Neither for the university nor for anything else. Neither for the self nor for anything else. Neither for a higher cause nor for anything else. So all various examples that should make us stop and think about what we are doing with our lives and whether what we are doing is based on ignorance or knowledge. Now the problem in this class is everything is based on knowledge. What's the problem? Oh no, we are Vedanta students. I've been studying for 20 years. I know everything I do is based on knowledge. I mean, I'm not making a comment on what people are doing, but it's not necessary that if you're doing this for 20 years, you're doing it correct. What is your priority in life is determined by your knowledge. So if the priority is not the self, then that's ignorance. Just because you say, no, I get up every morning and study. Just because you get up every morning and study doesn't mean it. Oh, I'm doing a lot of karma. Doesn't mean it. Is it based in knowledge or is it based in ignorance? Because if it's based on ignorance, when you get up in the morning and study, it's based on ignorance. If it's in ignorance, if you do karma, that is based on ignorance. You're doing incorrect things, for heaven's sake. So, tamas is a very frightening thing. And the main reason why it's frightening is
We think we're right.
it's blinding. We just can't see. That is what it means, deluder of the embodied. You just can't see. You know, tamas is dark and black. And why do they represent it like that? Do they represent sattva or the self as light? Always, you'll see even in Yamar Chitra Katha, a person who's a very noble person will have all light around him, like a halo around him. And they'll always show the Rakshasas to be black and, like that. Then in our country, because it's based on ignorance, they said, oh, black people are bad and fair people are good. It's pagaliya. Okay? What it means is, it's darkness means dikh nahi raha. You can't see. That's the ignorance. And that's why you get deluded. What is the delusion? It's like you're going in the dark, you see something. You say, oh my God, ghost, ghost, ghost. But if you shine a torch on it, you see it's just a tree or something, the stubble of a tree or something. So as the light increases, as you start seeing more with knowledge, your delusion level comes down. So in the darkness, when we can't see, it's pitch black. What will you do? You'll either stop walking or you'll fall into a ditch. What else will you do? When you try to say, what is this? What is this? Things will appear to be what they are not. Yeah, Mamita.
But when it does seem dark and we don't know, at least we are trying. So we end up making mistakes, but then don't we learn from those mistakes? I mean,
in tamas, you need sattva to learn from the mistake.
okay, but the effort to understand, that is not tamas, right?
No, that is sattva.
So, no. So I was saying, while we are in tamas, when we are struggling to understand and therefore take a step, take a leap of faith, just to test something, then that action is derived from sattva, not tamas.
If it's based in knowledge,
If it's
when that leap of faith is in ignorance, that's tamas. If that leap of faith is in knowledge, then it's sattva. If that leap of faith isn't desire, then it is rajas. It's not the leap of faith, it is what is it based on?
If it is based on curiosity, I mean, supposing before I have understood, and all I know is that this is not the way it should be, and therefore I put in effort. I'm curious to find out. Then
Depends. All these things are depends on why. You're curious to find out what. You're curious can be rajas. You're curious can be tamas. You're heedless. You jumped into something, you have no understanding of it whatsoever. And you're curious about the self. Sattva.
but the self is something that I come to know with teaching, from listening.
Okay, unselfishness, purification, anything you can have. Depends on what is driving that. That's what you have to get over here. Everybody is made of tamas, rajas, sattva. Nobody is tamasik, rajasic, sattvic, right? We all have everything. Now, in this verse, you have to identify how your tamas is working. That's why so many examples are there. So you just identify. Don't worry about what you're doing right is not going to sort that. Create problems in your life. So don't worry about that. Now, do you feel any of this is applicable? Then be alert and say, okay, I have to take note of this point. So this is how your tamas, my tamas, everybody's tamas works.
A little while back, you said, heart pair marna. That is important, right?
Yeah. But now,
But
focus
for a
on
noble
tamas
cause.
now. No, even for your own desires, haath pair marna padta hai. For everything, haath pair marna padta hai. But your focus on what is tamas, how it is ignorance, how it deludes us, how it leads to either no action or wrong action. This is what this verse we have to focus on and get. Now that we have to become
So if that effort is directed well based on knowledge, then it is not tamasic. Otherwise, that is what we mean by this. Like, just to give one more example, the Amachitra Katha thing with the Rakshasas being depicted as black. Like around 20 years ago, I wrote to Amachitra Katha because I was among those people who were worried about the Fair and Lovely advertisements. So I wrote to Amachitra Katha saying that why are all the good people depicted as white and all the asuras as black? And then Anand Pai responded saying that no, but Vidura is shown as black. So I found that very sweet of him. I found that very sweet of him to defend what he was saying. I was just happy with that and I let it go. But that effort, because I had that time my kid was very small, and I had heard him tease somebody for being very dark. So that was at the back of my mind. So that effort of writing to Amachitra Katha in my mind would have been a good thing.
Yes. Why not? If you have a view, state it. Instead of telling other people what you think is wrong with Amar Chitra Katha, it's better to tell Amar Chitra Katha itself.
Right.
But this is how, ignorance plays. That's an important thing. Like you show the Rakshasas as black. And then now this whole country believes that there's something negative in being black. This is how ignorance plays. It's a deluder of the embodied. You're not seeing what it's trying to say. It's trying to show that these people are based in ignorance, so it's dark. So even if you read the right things, your comprehension is all incorrect. Like there are people who read religious books and they feel that they need to go kill people. So, if you're based, if whatever you're doing is in ignorance, that will be the conclusion you'll reach. Yeah, Deepraj.
Wrong action is not just born out of tamas, but it's also born out of rajas.
What?
Wrong action.
Yeah, but that's a different thing. Now, why is everybody going here and there? Focus on tamas, no. When we are doing tamas, you're worried about rajas. When you do rajas, you worry about sattva. Now do this one. What is tamas? Tamas means you're living in ignorance, in darkness. In that darkness, there is delusion. What is causing the delusion? You're reading things wrong because you're not based in knowledge. It's too dark. Imagine a real scene, right? It's dark. So you're looking there, you're thinking it's a tree, but it's a giraffe. Or you're seeing it as a giraffe, but it's a tree. You see, that delusion. So when you say, how does that translate in real life? In real life, how it translates is, take Macbeth. Macbeth thinks if I kill King Duncan, I will be the king. I will have all the power. I will be so happy. And he does all these actions, but they are all based on ignorance. He was progressing so nicely. He would have been second to the king. He would have been happy. He would have been powerful. He would have been everything. The king was taking care of him. The king was giving him promotions as suitable to his abilities, and his abilities were high. Instead of staying on path for glamis, so for what? He has to become glamis. So he has to become king. He's not happy with his path.
But Janki ji, in the case of Macbeth, he didn't even do his own thinking. He went by what the three witches said and Lady Macbeth said. So it's like super tamasic.
Yes, the whole thing is in tamas. Whole thing, correct. So everything is in tamas. When you're deluder of the embodied, can't see anything straight. Some witch says something, some wife says something, some grandfather says something, deluded. And therefore, wrong action, until you destroy everything. So, first there is darkness of ignorance. So you are reading things wrong. So therefore, your actions become wrong. So it becomes heedless. What are you doing? How can you do such a thing? How can you go and kill your benefactor? The king who has protected you and promoted you and is raising you, you go kill him. So wrong actions. Heedless. You won't think of consequences. You have to see how we are doing all these things. How often we do things without understanding, and then the consequences come to us. So, and then of course the last stage is you do nothing. These are the options, and this is the picture of tamas. Right? Now you do wrong action in rajas also, but that's a different story. This story is based on ignorance. That story is based on desire. We will
Because you said that we categorize criminal activity as like under tamas, like we're born out of tamas. But I was thinking of crimes of passion, where a person was very excited to do something, and that resulted in the criminal activity. So that is born out of rajas, like that one.
That's one of rajas. They're not criminal activities as in crime, in the sense of he wishes to do crime, that he has chosen crime as his methodology. It's that he got so angry or so greedy or so whatever. He had done everything before he knows what he's doing. Those are the crimes of passion. In fact, the court of law will also acquit you for such crimes. So they technically don't go in there. You can get acquitted. Like, what was his name? The gentleman who killed his wife many years ago, the Parsi gentleman who killed his wife. Anyone remembers? In Mumbai, a long time ago, it was a big.
Rustam.
What was his name?
Rustam.
Yeah, Nanavati. Rustam Nanavati. Yeah, by name I meant his surname. Passion, crime of passion. Got very angry because he saw his wife with this other gentleman. Acquitted. Somebody is dead, he's been murdered. This was acquitted. Crime of passion.
Difference can be in the fact
I
that
can't hear you. Suddenly gone very soft.
hello, hello, is it better now?
Say something. I mean, I don't know.
Is it better now? Hello?
It's still soft, but I can hear you. But anyway, at the moment, why don't we figure out tamas? We've studied rajas sufficiently, right? So when it's based in passion, it will go into the rajas category. When it's based in ignorance, it will come into tamas category. That is what we need to know. Where is this thing stemming from? If it's based in knowledge, it will come from sattva. So the trouble with tamas is it gives you all these wrong notions. It gives you a wrong understanding of things. Like some people say, I mean, nowadays, not so much, but they'll give you shira puri for breakfast and say, you must eat this, it will make you healthy. Nowadays, of course, the tide has turned. Now they'll give you a carrot and say, you must eat this, it will make you healthy. Hey, Baba, one thing cannot make you healthy. The whole thing put together has to work. This is not one diet, a carrot naan will become healthier. It cannot function like the whole thing together. Some people have, I know one lady, she's completely obsessed with what food she eats. The only thing in her life is what is the food. Amazing. 90% of conversation in India is around food. So the belief systems, which are all based in ignorance, come from tamas. Since it's all in ignorance, you start seeing things wrongly and then you start doing things wrongly. What are the two types of wrong things you can do?
Wrong goal and wrong action.
Heedlessness and sleep. Either you do nothing, you go to sleep, or you do heedless, reckless actions. Now, this heedless, reckless actions are a very important thing for us to understand, because the sattvic person performs actions without fruit. You heard that? Sattvic actions are those actions without fruit. Tamasic actions are heedless actions. Heedless actions are those without fruit. You're driving the car very fast and you're not thinking what will be the consequence. You're taking up some actions and you're not thinking about what the fruit of those actions are going to be. So very often our tamasic actions pretend to be sattvic actions. We say things like, I am doing what I have to do. I don't care what will happen. Are you mad? How can you not care what will happen? Because when it happens, who is going to bear the consequence of that? We ourselves. How can I say I don't care what will happen? Mad or something? So when we are being negligent, heedless, reckless, we believe we are doing very sattvic things because we are not interested in fruit. So this is a good opportunity for us to understand the difference between these three things. Rajasic is very easy. Rajasic cares about the fruit and he does everything for the fruit. Tamasic does not care about the fruit. He only cares about what he feels or doesn't feel like doing at that moment. At that moment. Sattvic person knows what the fruit is. But once the action starts, he forgets about the fruit and he concentrates on the action. This distinction should be very clear in our minds. Otherwise, all our tamas is pretending to be sattva. I don't care what will happen is not sattva.
I have a
I know what will happen, and I'm going to ensure that it's going to happen. Yes, Deepa.
Janki ji, I have a question. We say every action stems from desire. So tamasic action also stems from desire, isn't it? If I want to sleep, it is because I want to sleep.
Yes. But those kind of desires are known as tamasic.
Okay.
So there are tamasic desires, rajasic desires, sattvic.
I thought you said rajasic and sattvic stem from desire, not tamasic.
No. Everything stems
Yeah.
from desire.
Yeah, that's what
But rajas is driven by the passion.
Mm-hmm.
Tamas is driven by ignorance. And
Or
sattva.
driven by. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Bharat.
So when a tamasic
Bharat, you have to
person,
put on the video whenever you ask a question.
my house help is roaming around all over me. So I mean that won't make for
No.
a sattvic picture.
Okay.
So
Take it out of the room.
when a tamasic person says that I don't care what will happen, is he really thinking along the lines of I don't care about the fruit, or the delusion has completely taken over?
Delusion has taken. He's
So
not
in
thinking.
in
He's
his
not
mind, he's not thinking that I'm being sattvic at the moment by not thinking about the fruit. It's just that all consequences out of the window for him.
Yeah, but the trouble is, those of us in class who have studied Vedanta will attribute the quality of not thinking about fruit to their tamas. That totally tamasic person has not come to class, so his life is simple. The problems are always created with the people who are trying to study, not with those people. They are not thinking. We are thinking. When I'm being stubborn, I think I'm sticking to my guns. I'm being so supple. When I'm being foolish, I think I'm being supple. When I'm being reckless, I think I'm being supple. Basically, when I come to class, I know how to put what I want to make it sound supple. That's what I learned. That aspect of us is tamasic.
Okay.
Actions which are mechanical. We've not even thought them. Mechanical means what? Now, suppose you're doing something. You have to cook. Oh, you're cooking every day. You are in charge of a department at the Vedanta Trust. So you charge mechanically. Oh, chalti ka naam gaadi. Same thing going on and on. No application, no fresh thought, no why am I doing this? Nothing. वो जो रेलगाड़ी जो चली है वो वैसे ही चलेगी. You put on भजन तो वही भजन चलेंगे. ये बाबा चेंज तो करो भजन, वही चलेंगे. कुछ भी कर रहे हैं वही चलेंगे. No fresh thought, no. Okay, are we reaching our goal? Are we doing what it requires to be there? Nothing. ये करना है ना, हमारे 10 चीजें हैं, हम लोग कर रहे हैं. All this is the complacency that comes on us when we start thinking that we are doing all this noble and good. Now we can relax. That element of struggle has gone away. That, what should I say, the fire isn't there. There's no inspiration anymore. There is no, how better can I do this? What more can I do? It's like, I've committed no to 3 actions. I am doing my 3 actions. And I will try to support you by doing me a favor by supporting this. This is for my growth that all this is happening. So each aspect of life, we manage to convert to ignorance. अब मैं क्या बोलूं?
Ma'am, one question. Monotony is tamas,
Yes. Monotony is
but
tamas.
tamas, would the tamasic people get bored?
They are, the tamasic element in us is like a dead body. उनको पता ही नहीं चल रहा कुछ भी. They're going through the rote of it all.
So they won't feel anything. Rajasic people will get bored.
Rajasic people have lots to feel about. Tamasic aspect is like मरे हुए इंसान. हाँ आज क्लास है, चलो कितने बजे था? 10:30 बजे था. याद ही नहीं था मुझे कितने बजे मीटिंग थी वो. अच्छा 6 बजे है. अच्छा याद ही नहीं था मुझे. Which is different from the Rajasic person say, oh 6 बजे मीटिंग है. Oh my God, मैंने वो भी मीटिंग है, मेरा वो भी मीटिंग. Rajasic. Sattvic people keep a calendar. They say, okay, this is to be done then. Sattvic people understand the full picture and how each action is working together for that picture. Rajasic people start jumping all over the place because now this action is exciting and that action is exciting. Tamasic people, चलती का नाम गाड़ी, चल रहा है तो चलने दो उसको. No, there's no spark.
जमींदार की जमींदारी है, करना पड़ेगा.
Like helpless and I don't know, like very dead in their mental outlook. That is why stubbornness is a aspect of tamas. You're so dead, you cannot take fresh measurements. Rigidity is an aspect of tamas. This is my opinion, and my opinion is right. Can't hear the other person out because you already decided. More than sattva and rajas, we have spent most time in tamas. Oh, is it? I thought we spend most time in sattva because we spend 2 full classes in sattva. Sattva requires explanation. ये तो हम लोग entertainment कर रहे हैं.
No, we are getting the danda, Janki ji. This is not entertainment.
Okay, all right. फिर ठीक है. That's okay. That's my job. No, what do I do? That's my job in life. So,
जानकी जी,
हाँ.
जानकी जी, vasanas, no? Vasanas build our personality, right? As the vasanas, so the personality. So what is the role of genes? People, I think genes, genetics, what is anything to do this thing? I was confused because because why am I asking? So one person was saying genetics. 3-4 days I heard this. I thought I never thought on this thing. That's why I'm asking you.
You use your Vedantic knowledge and answer that question. If somebody says something to you and you can't answer it, you say, okay, now Vedanta has explained everything to me. So why would I not know the answer? You know the answer already. So you're going to answer this question yourself. Can anybody help Milind? Don't answer the question, please, but you can give him some help.
Is it to ask where do the genes come from?
It's self-effort. So
What kind of vasanas do we get?
self-effort over achieving what we want with.
Isn't it both? Isn't it both? Isn't it what we get from our nature and what we nurture, what our environment gives us? So isn't it both?
What do vasanas need to manifest themselves?
Okay, so you've got some help from the class members. Do you have any theory now? You can read on the chat also. Milind, how are you doing? Are you more confused, less confused?
cannot able to conclude
Okay.
based on all the inputs.
All right. Let me give you one more. Genes, whatever genes you have, is part of which aspect of your personality?
Gross.
Which, okay, say which one?
Body.
Body. Does that help you, Milind? Genes are part of your physical body you get, right, Milind? Why
Yeah.
your video not on? This is a
Uh,
rule. Everyone asks a question, you have to put a video on.
okay, and I'm not in office, that's why.
Oh, you're in office. Everybody has some reason. Okay. Chalo. Genes are part of the physical body. Do you accept this?
Yeah.
No. Where does your physical body come from?
As the thoughts, as a mental setup
Where does the mental setup come from?
based on your intellect.
Where does the intellect come from?
Vasanas
So is there any debate between vasanas and genes?
cannot be.
Nothing. What is you already studied and you know, as you told us now, body is the result of your vasanas. Genes are just a part of your body. What is the complication?
Body is gross. Nothing to do with subtle things.
It's gross and subtle, forget. Vasanas create the mind and intellect, which create the body. Correct?
Yes.
Body contains
Is
genes.
organs.
No,
Yeah.
genes.
Yes. Okay.
Contains genes. The body is
Yeah.
made of genes, right? It has the genes. So where are the
Yes.
genes come from?
Again, go back. It will go. Have to go back.
Yeah, of course, your vasanas. If you claim your body is an outgrowth of your vasanas, then that is simply a part of your body. What's the problem? No, my genes came from my parents. Please. You have those genes, you have those parents because you have those vasanas. If you didn't have those vasanas, you would not have those parents and you would not have those genes.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Right. So now shall we do verse 9? Satvam sukhe sanjayati raja karmani bharata jnanamavritya tu tamaha pramade sanjayatyuta. Satvam sukhe sanjayati raja karmani bharata jnanamavritya tu tamaha pramade sanjayatyuta. Satvam sukhe sanjayat. This is a very easy verse, so there is no problem because we studied it all. Satvam sukhe sanjayati. Satvam in happiness gets attached. Why? Because sattva is the nature of happiness. If you're a happy person, to the extent you're a happy person, you're in sattva. Raja karmani bharat. So what is rajas getting attached to? Karmi. Karmani means in karmi. So in action, rajas is getting involved. Where is sattva getting involved? Very peaceful, very serene, very happy involvement. Rajas in action. ये करना है, वो करना है, वो करना है, ये करना है. Rajas is like a popcorn and a hot tawa. It's jumping up and down. Jnanam avrutya utama. Jnanam avrutya. Jnanam, knowledge. Avrutya is the Labhyanta form. Avrutya, having covered. Tama, pramade, Tamas in heedlessness. Sanjayati. Right? So all he's doing is he's repeating what he has just told us. What has he told us? That's it. Sattva is serene, blissful, happy, and gets involved there. Rajas is action. This, that. I've got this to do, I've got that to do, I've got to run here, I've got to run there. Rajas is all about that action. Why is this person running so much? He's already told us because of
Desires.
desire. Because of passion, because of desire. Run. Yahan se run. And tamas, jnanam avrityam. Having covered the knowledge which is within. What is the knowledge within?
The self.
The self. Very good. Having buried the self deep within, start seeing the world in a peculiar kind of way, and hence becomes heedless, reckless towards the consequences of their actions. Peculiar ideas, you must generate your own examples of the peculiar ideas that tamasic people have. Silly superstitions. Oh, only recently somebody gave me a superstition which I forgot what it was. Very recently I realized, yes, I was handing my staff a knife, not a knife, a scissor. So he said, put it down. In this country, the whole country, north to south, does not accept a knife or a scissor because jhagda ho jayega. Now, I'm not suggesting you hand it over. It's a good habit to put it down and let the person pick it up themselves instead of cutting themselves. I'm not debating the habit. But this person is a Telugu person. Now, whether you go to Delhi or you go and meet a person from Andhra, the whole country believes that if you hand the knife over to somebody, jhagda ho jayega. I'm not against the action, please. I think it's a good habit to put it down so that the other person can pick it up. That's okay. But the concept, and the whole country has it. I don't know in the East. I've not met this in the East, but I met it through the length and breadth of our, in the north-south axis. Deep right in the East also, do you say this? You don't say this.
I noticed, so it is there.
It is there. I think it's fantastic. The fact that it exists is fantastic, of course, because can you imagine the whole country, length and breadth from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, if any of us have the same ideas? Fantastic achievement it is. So that way it's a good thing. It's a binder for all of us. But all sorts of notions, ki ye karenge to wo hoga, ye karenge. All of that is comes. So the easy word is just a summary of what we have done so far. Bharat has an announcement for us.
Yes, Hari Om everyone. Quick reminder, this evening at 6 p.m. we'll be having the Zoom meeting where we'll understand the philanthropy